Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I thought that we would make a start on this page in Rita Berman's new book. So this is one of the first pages in the book and I thought it'd be good to do a little picture each time with you guys. So I'm going to start with this one up here. So I'll zoom you in and we'll get started. Okay, so these are the colours that I've chosen to do the sky. So we've got eggplant purple, burgundy, pumpkin orange, watermelon pink and lemon yellow. So I thought we could do like a nice sunset vibe. So I'm going to go in with lemon yellow first and just place some of this colour in where I want the lighter parts to be. So I'm going to do the light coming from here. So this will be our lightest section. So I'm just going to go over with light pressure and just add a little bit of this yellow in. And we'll add a little bit over here too. Next I'm going to go in with pumpkin orange and I'm going to use this around where we've placed the yellow. So again I'm just going to go in with light pressure and I'm going to take it up and over some of the yellow that we've already put in and then just sort of place this in a sort of random pattern where I want this orange colour to be. So I'll go ahead and do some here as well. And just take that over that yellow ever so slightly at the top. And I think we'll add a little bit of orange over here. And then from the orange, we're going to go into watermelon pink. So again, I'm going to go over a little bit of the orange. And then just lightly bring this colour down. And the reason why I'm doing this with light pressure is so that if I decide I don't like it, I don't like how it's looking, I can change it up and it'll be easier to sort of change it with light pressure rather than going in with harder pressure. So I'm just going to add some to this little section here. And then what I want to do is make the clouds blend in with the background. So I'm going to take some of this pink and run this along this edge here of this cloud. And I think we'll add a little bit of pink over here. So the same for this one, I'll add a little bit of pink to this. And a little bit of pink on this edge here, I think. Okay, next I'm going to go in with burgundy, which is the darkest colour that we've got. And again, I'm just going to use light pressure and sort of take that over where we've left the pink and fill in where we want this colour to be. So I'm just doing this quite roughly at first just to get an idea of colours. So here I'm going to add some of this burgundy into this cloud as well. And then we'll add a little bit of burgundy here by the pink. Next I'm going to go back in with pumpkin orange and I'm going to go ahead and fill in this section here where the pumpkin orange would be. And over here. And we'll put some on this one too. Then we're going to go back in with lemon yellow and just put some here. Then for this one, I'm going to do the yellow on this edge here. And then I'm going to use the orange to go on this side. Just to break it up a bit so it's not all the same colours. Okay, I'm quite liking how that's coming out. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow here to this cloud just to fill that in. Looks very colourful. So I'm going to go ahead and darken this up now. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and anywhere where we've got just yellow on its own, I'll go over with normal pressure. And then when it starts to blend into the other colours, just lift the pressure off so that it will blend in a lot easier when you come to blending everything together. So I'm going to go back in with the orange and I'll start up here, just sort of darken this up. And then again, just lift the pressure as you come into the yellow. I just uploaded the complete page in one video, so hopefully you guys have had a chance to have a look at that yet. You'll have to let me know what you think, how you if you liked it, or what you think of how it came out. It's quite difficult to film it all and then edit it all down, so I hope you do like it. Okay, so that's our yellow and orange done. Just going to run back over this little section here with the yellow just to make that blend a little bit better. So you can always go back over it with the lighter colour afterwards, just to make sure it's how you want it to be. Okay, so next we'll go in with watermelon pink. So I'm going to do the same again, so just sort of darken up these areas. Oh, I missed some orange there, so I'll need to do a little bit of orange here because I missed this little section. So again, I'll just add a little bit of orange onto there. And just go over that with the yellow to make sure it blends nicely. Okay, back in with the pink. We're going to fill in this little section here. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with Burgundy, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the other sections that we've got left. Okay guys, and I've just noticed I've missed this section in the middle, so I'm going to go ahead and add some yellow to the top, and then some of the pumpkin orange over that, and then watermelon pink, and burgundy in the bottom. So when you go over the pink, just lift the pressure a little bit. And then I'm just going to go over this orange with the yellow, just to make sure that's blended nicely. And that is our sunset sky all finished. So I'm going to go in with the Posca pen and go around the clouds just to give them a bit more definition. Okay, so next we're going to make a start on the water. So I'm going to go in with Sky Blue A500. And again, this is going to be our base colour. So I'm going to go ahead with light pressure and just sort of fill in the water sections. Next we're going to go in with Sapphire Blue 505 and start to add some shade to this water. So the first place that I'm going to shade is here, because the boat would be casting like a natural shadow onto this little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in with the darker colour and then just sort of lift the pressure as you come towards the end. That way we can blend it into the other colours a little bit easier. So under this wave curl here would be a little bit darker, so I'll go ahead and darken that up as well. And the same here in this little section. And then I'm going to do some darker bits down here. So I'm just going in with normal pressure at the bottom here. And then you just want to lift the pressure as you come up and don't sort of make it in a straight line. Do a bit of a wobbly line there. And we'll do the same here and just darken up under this wave. So I'm just using normal pressure to fill this one in all the way up to the top of the wave. And then here we'll just do the bottom section again and then lift the pressure as we come away. Again here I'm going to darken up the bottom and lift the pressure. And then I'm going to add a shadow behind this little breaking wave and fill in this section here darker and then lift the pressure to blend that out. Next we're going to go back in with Sky Blue and we're just going to go ahead and do sort of normal pressure here to blend the darker blue in. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of the lighter pressure at the top so that it's got a gradual blend. So we'll do the same here, so just normal pressure as you go over the darker blue and then lift the pressure as you come towards the end. Go ahead and darken this bit up. And then here I'm just going to start to lift the pressure. This bit I'm just going to fill in because it's only a tiny little bit. Then just take this right up and into the purple. Then going in with our white, I'm just going to go over the very tips here where we left the really light blue, and this is just going to blend it all together and make it look a little bit lighter. So we'll do the same here and here. Okay, so for the boat, I've decided to do it green. So I'm going to go in with lime green first, and I'm going to do a base coat on this sail here. So I'm just going to go in and add a light colour, a light bit of this colour. So just light pressure. I'll get my words out today at some point. And then we're going to do the flag the same. So I'm just going to fill that in with light pressure. Okay, next I'm going to go in with spring green and start to add some shade to this. So this bit here where the sails folded would be a bit darker. So I'm going to go ahead and darken up this section here. And then up here, we're going to add some darkness to about there and just fill that side in. We'll add some darkness here where there's a crease and do the same for these ones. add some darkness here underneath the cloud. So just sort of lift the pressure as you come away, and that'll blend it out nicely. And then for the flag, we're just going to add a little bit of shade here where it meets the flagpole, and then just lift the pressure off to blend that out. I'm going to go back in with the lime green, and I'm just going to go over where we left the lighter pressure just to sort of blend that together a little bit easier. I'm quite liking that combination, so I think we're going to do the same for the other sail as well. So I'll go in with the lime green and fill in the bigger sections. And then we'll use spring green for the smaller lines. Then we're going to go in with espresso brown and go ahead and fill in this pole here. So I'm just going to use normal pressure and just fill this in completely. Okay, next for the boat, we're going to go in with raw umber 302, and we're going to do a base coat on the boat itself. So I thought we'd go for a standard sort of brown coloured boat, because we've done quite a colourful background, and obviously we've got the blue from the sea. So I'm just going to do a base coat on all of this. We'll do the steering wheel the same. And then we'll go back in with espresso brown to add in our shading. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in this section down here where the wave would be casting a bit of a shadow onto the boat. So I'll fill in that bottom bit and then just sort of bring the colour across the top. Do the same over this side. So just more pressure at this edge, and then lift the pressure as you come away to blend that out. Do the same up here. And then I'm just going to drag this along the bottom edge just to give that a little bit of definition. I think we'll do all the way along this edge as well. Okay, and then go back in with raw umber just to blend this all together. So just use normal pressure now. And this is more of like a lighter brown colour, but it's got like a reddy tone to it. So it should look different to the espresso that we've used to do the shade in. And I'm just going to go ahead and darken this up with this colour actually, because I think it would be a little bit lighter up here. Okay, and then we will use sky blue to do the little windows. Okay, so next we'll move on to this hot air balloon, and I've just realised the sky would be peeking through here, so we're going to have to fill that in with the sky colours. So I'm going to go in with lemon yellow first and just sort of add a little bit of this lemon yellow colour here, just to follow on where we left it in the clouds. And then I'll go in with pumpkin orange and fill in the rest of this section orange. So I'm going to go in with yellow ochre and do a base coat on this little basket here because I want this to look a bit of a lighter woody colour. And then we'll go back in with raw umber and add some shade. So again, I'm going to do the shade on this side, the left hand side. And I think we should do the balloon so that it matches the sails. So I'm going to go in with lime green and do a base coat on here. Then going in with spring green, I'm going to add some shadows to this. So I'm going to go ahead and darken up either edge and then leave the lighter green in the middle. So you just want to do more pressure at the edges and then lift the pressure as you come towards the middle. And that's just going to give it like a natural highlight there in the middle. Then for this top section, because this is where the light would be hitting it the most, I'm just going to go ahead and darken up a little bit around the bottom and the left hand side and leave all the top bit light. Then take in mint green. I'm going to start colouring some of these little triangles in here, so it's just slightly different colour in here. Then I'm going to go in with the lime green and fill a few of these in with the lime green. And then I'm going to use spring green and do the same, fill a couple in with spring green. And then I'm going to take parakeet green and fill in the remaining little sections. So this should be a little bit darker than the mint. For the birds, I'm going to go ahead and use cream and fill them in so that they're quite a light colour. Because if you're by the sea, they're probably seagulls. So they're a lighter colour. So I'll do them in cream. And then for the border around it, I want to try and make that match. So I'm going to go in with sky blue and fill in this section here where the sea is. So I'm just doing light pressure so I can sort of see where the colours are going to go to. And then we'll go with sapphire blue, which is what we used to do the shade in. And I think I'm going to shade it closest to this edge where we've already got the darkness from the sea, just so that it doesn't look disjointed. So I'm just adding a line of this darker colour here and then just lift the pressure off to blend that out. Then I'm going to go back over with the sky blue and fill this in. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with burgundy and I'm going to start by adding a little bit of burgundy here. So just light pressure when you go over the blue and then you can darken that up a little bit. And we're going to add a bit of the watermelon pink. So I'm going to take that over the burgundy and up to here. Then go back in with the orange. Again, take it over the pink. And bring it up to where your orange finishes. And we'll go back in with the yellow, go over the orange and fill in this top section with the yellow. That bit's yellow to about there, and then that goes to the orange. And to the pink. Okay, and then down here we've got orange and pink for the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to do the skateboard blue so that it matches the sea. So I'm going to go in with sky blue and do a base coat on here. And on these little wheels. Then going back in with sapphire blue, we're going to add some shade. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in this line on the edge of the skateboard because this would be a little bit darker. And then I'm going to fill in this side of the wheels to darken them up. Then for the top, I'm going to go ahead and darken up this back and bottom section. And then go back in with sky blue and darken up where you've done the dark blue. And then just light pressure on the top. And I'm going to go in with the white and just go over where we left the really light pressure. So it looks like the sun's catching the top edge of the board. Okay, next going in with sapphire yellow, we're going to do a base on the top of this camper van. So I want the roof to be yellow, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a base coat on that, and I'm going to take it down this front section of the camper van. Then I'm going to go in with lemon yellow and add some shading. So I'm going to darken up these lines that are on the roof first. And then just bring the colour slightly further out from the lines. And anywhere that you think there'd be a little bit of shade, like behind that wheel and under the skateboard, just going to add some of this darker colour. And then down this section here would be a little bit darker. To about there, so you've got the light hitting that edge, making it lighter. Then taking periwinkle blue, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the windows. And then using sapphire blue, I'm going to add some shade to these windows. So I'm just going to follow the window frame along, just on the one edge, and just darken that up so it looks like there's a little bit of shade in there. We're going to give him a pumpkin orange nose. So that's where his little badge would be. And then bright yellow lemon lights. Then taking shamrock green, I'm going to go ahead and do a base coat on the camper van because I want him to be like a nice tealy colour. Then going in with ocean blue, I'm going to use this to add some shading. So I'm going to shade along here where this panel would cast a bit of a shadow, and then just sort of lift the pressure to blend that out. I'm going to do the same for this side. And along here where the panel joins would be in a bit of shade. Down this middle section and along here. And then I'm just going to go back in with Shamrock Green and fill that in. I'm going to go in with Espresso and just fill in the little steering wheel and the rear view mirror. Then we're going to go in with black and fill in the tyres. So I'm just going to use normal pressure and just fill these in. Next, I'm going to take a silver gel pen and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the centre of the wheels. So they're nice and shiny. And I'm going to fill in this bumper in this as well, because I want this to be like a shiny metal bumper. And then I'm just going to go back in with the sapphire blue and just darken up these wheels a little bit because they still look quite light. And then I'm going to go back in with my Posca pen and add some highlights. First of all, I'm just going to go around this inner line here and get rid of this. And then I'm going to go over where the water breaks. And that's it, you guys, that's the finished result. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.